Good evening, Board. I'm happy to speak here in front of you. I recently tried to speak in front of the Planning Commission of the City of Grant, and I was refused to comment, public comment. In fact, I was almost threatened with arrest. They brought the Washington County Sheriff to make sure I could not speak, and I was not allowed to speak. Part of you were there. You were very well. I stood there and just held my own. That being said, I'm here today to address some of the issues that I was not allowed to speak to at the Ring 2 Planning Commission, which addresses finances in our school district. Part of the issue is I have a sworn deposition. It was probably in July of this year. Mayor Jeff Huber states this rink will be built by private investors and turned over to the school board to operate. Sworn testimony, I will provide copies of that. So you should be aware, and the citizens, that if this moves forward, that you will probably end up with the operations of the daily activities of this school district. That takes financing. That being said, the applicant is Ring 2. It is not the school district. It is a commercial venture put on public school property to avoid taxes. Much of the information that was provided was misleading, said there will be no involvement. I want you to be very aware that the environmental assessment worksheet that was done by Bay West recommended there be an environmental impact statement being done. Our city chose to ignore that, and they wrote a resolution saying no need for an environmental impact statement. Now we move on to the next problem that I have with that, is if you put this on there, there's a reason you're taking out 50,000 cubic yards of contaminated soil. I've got the documentation, because some of the information was put on a PowerPoint program in the Mahtomedi School, City Hall. Judd Marshall was there, PowerPoint. In September 18th, it says we have favorable approval from the Planning Commission members. They put it on a PowerPoint and they highlighted it and had a majority of the Planning Commission say they have approval. They did the same for the Planning Commission. I find that near an open meeting violation because it had not even had a public hearing yet. These people came and talked to me, and I did not give them an opinion one way or another. I said I will listen to it when it comes before us. So I feel that was unfair. And if this school board decides to move forward without being transparent, asking for an environmental impact statement, and absolute clarification, because an LLC, once it's started and put up, and the building's going, guess what's going to happen? They file for bankruptcy, the school has this building on their property, and you are liable. They're not liable. We all know what an LLC does in bankruptcy. So
thanks for your time. Thank you.
If I just 30 seconds, if you move forward, it's my intention with this activity to organize the citizens surrounding your district, Butler, Green, Stillwater, and ask for detachment from this school district. Thank you.
Thank you. We have another speaker tonight.
Bob Zick, also speaking about finance.
Good evening, Board. Everything I'm going to say or the needed discussion, camera over there, can be seen on the grantreporter.com and Washington County Watchdog Facebook site. I do have property, financial, and business interest in this school district. The financial issues that I want to talk about, and I would hope you would not disrespect me and interrupt me. If you have questions, ask me afterwards. This district, from my research, and I'll say this, my documentation research of the facts, and I'm going to present this as my opinion based on those facts, that this district only has 2% reserve fund. The average in the state is 20. The financial liability to this district, if it gets sued, your insurance policy excludes claims against instances caused or due to pollution. Half of your buildings are on polluted, contaminated soil. Third, the liability of violating a 2004 covenant, the toxic pollution property that the district bought from Waste Management, which it brought from Bell Lace Sanitation, stipulates nothing can be built on said property, including this ice arena. This $14 million arena that you're pushing forward under the guise of this limited liability corporation is an attempt to go around the voters and a referendum, to go around any pollution controls. Matter of fact, yesterday I was at the Rice Creek Watershed District, and I spoke to them about requiring this project to have a environmental impact assessment.
Statement.
The arena, well, like Mr. Lanou said, will be turned back over onto the taxpayers. That corporation has raised $35,000 in 2 years towards this project. For $14 million, that will take them 770 years to come up with that $14 million. What a scam. Vadnais Heights Arena, bankrupt. South St. Paul Arena, now in financial disarray. There is not one government ice arena that isn't being subsidized. The whole arrangement with the Shell LLC corporations, like I said, is to go around the taxpayers and violate environmental. Yet, so all I have to say is, you know, that 100,000 quid pro quo with the mayor of Grant, Jeff Huber, that was atrocious. Just stop the lies, the deception, and the scam. Thank you. And any of this material, if the superintendent would care, I'd be more than glad to meet with you and share the documentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.